Welcome back to the bubble, ladies and gentlemen, and episode number 24 of our Ar-Âdunâim campaign. We play with the target of wiping out Gondor and giving the One Ring back to our Dark Lord Sauron. One of those goals actually go pretty well because we have been successfully and systematically wearing Gondor down in their own mainlands now. We didn't take any settlements in the last episode, but we rather positioned ourselves into a good enough place to do so. We are moving on Saarland. We are laying siege to Ostithil. So hopefully we will be able to do some expanding today. But when it comes to the other part of giving the ring back to Sauron, the ring has now moved. It has been in Mithlond for the longest time, which worked out just fine for me because then I can just drop off a bunch of troops, take the ring, destroy Mithlond, and just shimmy out back to my own realm. But that changed now because the ring is currently in Hobbiton, which means that I either need to walk all the way up here, which is out of the question. I can also try sailing up this river. I don't know how far I will be able to go though, or if I will be stopped like just at the opening of this little river. I don't know, because it would be nice to sail up and just take Tharbad, for example, and then assault from there. But I mean, it's pretty close to this region, so we might be able to do it. Could also walk from here. That's a long way to go. We are not at war with any of these factions, but as soon as we land, you can bet your cojones that we will be at war. And if I don't have to, I would not like to fight the High Elves here, because I don't really... They have strong units. I don't know how many, though. Might be that they are just weak here, but the thing is, Ar-Âdunâim is fighting for the Istari, or the side of the good. They have rejected the gift, which means that the High Elves and Ar-Âdunâim and Bree and the Dunedain and yeah, all of the factions around here will be focused on just basically the Goblins of Moria and Angmar. But I digress. I need to find a way to move up and take the ring here from Hobbiton. Either if we drop off here, or if I sail up and assault Tharbad and establish like another little kingdom up here. Don't really know how I'm gonna play that one yet. But the merchant is on his way over there to make some money at least. So when we have the army, we'll need to figure out how to deal with the ring. I would like for it to move somewhere. It might be that it's actually on its way to Rivendell. That's why it's moved from Mithlond to Bree. Actually even moved factions, basically. So that's something that we need to keep an eye on. When it comes to my own territory, we are moving troops to the front line because Karasast doesn't really have a lot of elites. They have some of the absolute best units we can muster, the Naru Royal Guard, the Alcarondas Legion, and the Royal Legion of Armenelos. But we also have a bunch of early tier 1 stuff. And I have realized in the last couple of episodes that they are good for fighting cavalry, basically, and just being bodies at this point. We need to invest a bit more in high tier troops and try to exchange the tier 1s for the tier 3s and tier 2s. So we will work on that. Also, we can see that Gondor has a sizable army. Probably they will be moving for Karasast. I don't know if my little ploy with putting the diplomat on the bridge is actually going to work, because that is the only way for them to cross. And if it works, that would be hilarious. We're also working with a bit of a side quest, speaking of quality, to just recruit a shit ton of trash, basically, with Corsair Raiders and tier 1 units, and just ship them over to assault like Anulond or Tharagrondos or just something over here. Just because we don't really have a lot to risk sending a bunch of trash. So I also have a thought to take these Corsairs, the tier 1s as well, drop the tier 1s in Longalen, and bring a bunch of Corsairs with me so I could just have one big army of Corsairs. That would be fun. That would be fun. But then probably we won't be able to deal with the public order. in Anulond, because that, I think Anulond is gonna be my target. Taragrondos is a castle, which means that we can't affect the taxes or anything to make them happy with us. And we don't really have a surplus of governors either. So I will need to see how I'm gonna play that one, actually. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with where we are right now. We might even be able to put some more money into infrastructure. Right, that's something I had to do. Not Angmar. Pond is moving out with Carfe, a really small army led by a family member. And they also have Bor, with a lot of early tier troops as well, but a lot of cavalry outside of Hadanur. And I would actually like to wait until a little bit with selling out from Hadanur. Although I do believe we would absolutely win. Just, I would like to retrain a bunch of my troops first. And hopefully save some lives in the process. Actually, can I retrain you instead? Because you only had 33. Then we can retrain you, and you, and you, and you. Great. And then we can start moving out. If they lay siege to us, then I guess we'll sally out. But until then, we're just gonna hang out here. You can actually move into Hadanur. So then we'll have an army to fight cavalry with as well. We can drop you out, get the cavalry in. Actually, we could have merged them. Doesn't matter. You can go back to Tirithoros. We should be able to retrain you there eventually. Right, now, first things first, I want to take this army and kill a Baryog family member. Let's see, 420, yeah, I've already checked this, so let's just fight it on the map. It's always a bit of a nuisance. I mean, both with our wars against Gondor and against Khand, both of these factions use a lot of something that I don't have a lot of in my army. Specifically artillery for Gondor and cavalry for Khand. And that's a bit annoying. But I guess I prefer that over heavily armored dwarves, for example, because that would not be fun. Let's start setting up this army as well. Something like that. We can have the Númenórean shield guard on one of the sides as well. And big stretch. Here we go. And then we can have you deploy stakes on this flank. No real reason why we should put them here and not somewhere else. Have faction air, some Naru sentinels. You can move later, so let's actually put you over here now. Yeah, let's put them here. Great, and you two, we do have quite a few of Belaketh Axe Guards. You can stand over on this side. You two over here. And what do I have left? Oh, trash. And not trash. You can actually hang out with them. And I guess you can hang out on this flank. Good. Now we can start the battle. And they are actually spawning right in front of me. Let's see if they feel cocky enough to attack. I highly doubt it. Nope. No moving. So we will just select all of our units and start advancing. We can start with having you move a little bit. You move a little bit. And then we can just take the whole army, hopefully in formation, and move them forward. And now I'm very happy that the stakes don't affect infantry. Yep. I need you to wait my command as well. And good. Now, let's see. You blend in very well against the brown turf or the brown ground. Now, they're starting to move. Perfect. So I would like for my archers focus on their cavalry if possible. Their Baryog noble specifically. You can actually start reaching them now, just the steppe tribesmen. They can actually throw javelins, I believe. They can be a little bit scary. We should start seeing some volleys coming in. Please. Why am I not seeing any arrows? Now they're starting to come in. I think the first volley should be able to deal quite a bit of damage to the steppe tribesmen. But I want you to focus on the Varyag nobles, please. And then we might actually just send you in to fight the steppe tribesmen. Just because it would be fun. Also, I am not a big fan of all of the arcing shots that are coming in. Where are you right now? You're there, there, and there. Why do we have a bunch of arcing shots? Is it because we're standing so close to our front lines? You're not shooting arcing shots. You are... Only some of you, though. So it's not that bad. Now, send you in to fight the steppe tribesmen. Our entire front line can actually stand in guard mode. So they will be throwing at the Númenórean marksman. Okay. Then you can actually move out and just silence them a smidge. You run up to the side. Their cavalry is coming in now as well. Maybe you can start shooting at the marauders. Doesn't feel like we are getting a lot of kills on their units. And can we... Oh yeah, we were actually able to nullify that cavalry charge with the Belgier footmen. That is great. You move in, and you move on to the marauders. And you can keep shooting at the nobles. So can you. And all of these units can start moving forward. Let's see, and you should start moving in now, please. We have so far lost 2%, killed more than a third of their units. Use this ability because it's cool. Actually, keep shooting at the Varyag nobles. Seems like we have actually gotten quite a few kills on them. And our spears should be good enough with dealing with this army. We are not going to be able to catch these units, so maybe you can get some kills on them. Hello! You run this way. You should attack something. Ooh. Are they going to run into my pikes, I wonder? So far, the Varyag nobles might very well be able to run away and replenish their numbers, unfortunately. Let's see, are you fast enough to catch up to the steppe tribesmen? I highly doubt that. I would like to get to the 85, but probably not. And attack the marauders. Now, all of my missile troops. Would be nice to have you start shooting at the steppe tribesmen, for example, who came back after being routed. Actually, no. Because now it's much higher risk that you attack your own stuff. And Varyag nobles. Still just running around doing stuff. You get after them. You... them. And they're just gonna run away, run back in, run away. Doing this freaking kiting action that they do so well, and that is so annoying. Because they're not gonna charge us until they run out of ammunition, and until then, there we go. You go after them. Run down here. Please let me kill this general. No. Just the only 2 units left. And we will not be able to catch them because we don't have any cavalry. So that's the second time in a very short... in only like 2 battles, last 2 battles against Khand, that their general have been able to run away because we don't have anything to chase them down with. MVPs of this battle with 56 kills are the Númenórean marksmen. Great stuff. So we didn't really get that many kills. And we didn't even get the general. So all in all, pretty disappointing battle, of course. But it's always fun to start with a win. So we don't want to get too negative about the situation that we're currently in. At least we beat them. And we didn't lose too many units doing so. Execute. Move back here. It would be nice to eventually sally out of this settlement. Okay, this is just an armor upgrade, I guess. So let's get it for all the troops. You get an upgrade. You get an upgrade. And Eliketh Axe Guard. I would much rather have the guard barracks that will give us Númenórean troops. You are not ready to attack them yet. You do have a ballista, so theoretically we could assault this. I don't know what they have in the settlement, though. Maybe we could do it like this. Then we can check. Okay, you have the Gondor cavalry, pretty scary. Gondor cavalry militia, and then just a whole bunch of artillery, but they also have Húrin. I've checked this so many times. 150 Raven Helms of Carandros, which will just absolutely slaughter me. They are not effective against armor, though, but they do frighten nearby enemy infantry, which means that all of my units will rout, fighting them, basically. So I'd much rather fight them, like, in the open field, actually, and not having to fight around the towers. I'm gonna pull back, just keep the siege going, basically. And I think that's all that we actually wanted to do in this turn. You should be retrained somewhere. We still have ships that can ferry units across from Pelargir. I know you're hiding here somewhere. There we go. So, we can ferry troops across if we want to. Which we mustn't forget. So, we can actually start moving you 3 down to Pelargir. And we are going to have a bunch of guard barracks in the next couple of turns. Which is going to help us a lot with higher tier recruitment. With that, I think I'm done. I would like to start moving these units out, actually. So I plan on putting you into Lamroth for now. You're not going to be free upkeep there, but I'm just going to have to be fine with that. You can start moving towards Serelond, because something's telling me that you're going to be needed there. Start walking. We could replace you with, like, one of these troops. So we just have some higher quality. Right. And I would very much like to move with this army. So I'm going to do that in the next turn. I think we also have, yeah, another Belegate Archer that will be trained. And also some units retrained with the best armor we can get in the game, I believe. And then we will just put them on a boat. Get some more Corsairs out of Londgalen. And then sail them towards Anilond and take some stuff there. Great, we haven't even ended the turn yet, I believe. So let's do that. Fortunately, we didn't forget to move any troops. So it's always very satisfying when you haven't forgotten to move anything. But I think this is the only time in this episode, at least, that I won't forget that. Ar-Âdunâim tribes have been bribing Tirithraid for so many turns. Merchants Guild in Londgalen. I will want that, but first of all, I want to feel a bit safer. Dude, we can't get to Rohan. We can, actually, theoretically. What do we get? 750 gold coins? Yeah, no, I'd much rather have my diplomat on this bridge. Right. Now, here comes another Gondorian army. And we still don't have a general here. It would be... The problem is that you are close enough to get to reinforce Ostithil, I believe. Otherwise, it would be nice to just take you out of the equation. Let's just go through this real quick. And you got more archers that can actually stay. And Ethelond got a bunch of trashy stuff that we'll also put in Dalameroth, and then we'll just be sailing that fleet. Siakan got a bunch of early tier stuff that will start moving towards this fort, because we are laying siege to Sturlur Sakand, and once we've taken that, it might be good to actually reinforce it, even if it's only with trash. Tarnost, beautiful, you retrained them, which I'm very stoked about. Now, let's start sending you... Yeah, I think these 4 regions... Tarnost can actually start sending troops west. And that's that for Tarnost. Longalen, you also got... Ooh. Let's retrain you. Actually have a regular barrack here. How awesome is that? Let's start with the Warlord's Hall, because we need to decrease this corruption yesterday. Very important that we do that as quickly as possible. And then, let's see, we have Umbar retrained a bunch of stuff. Dalameroth retrained, Siakan, just a bunch of retrained troops. Karasast has retrained a lot of troops. We trained them as well. Soon we'll have the guard barracks. And this, speaking of guard barracks, this is where it's going to be fun. You got upgraded. So let's go with the Mason's Guild House. And Gobelmirlond High Palace. So let's go for the army barracks. Baradharm, you finally got the roads. And now you will be upgraded. That is beautiful. Fanulond Guard Barracks. Train that. And train both of them. And Linhir, Guard Barracks. Can't retrain anything, but can train both of them. Longalen, Barracks, already done what I wanted to do there. Alambel got the Militia Garrison, and now you can get the Guard Barracks. 4 turns. Don't know if we're gonna get the culture quick enough. You're gonna have to get 20% in 4 turns, so that will be 5 per turn. I think we can swing that, actually, because we have an agent in here, and we also have the first culture building. So let's start queue that up, and it should be good enough. Good enough. That was all of the buildings. Love it that we're starting to get a lot of tier 2s in the Gondorian mainland. Faction announcements. A lot of retinue expansions, which is always very fun to see. End of turn report. We are the #1 overall. How great is that? Gondor was the big cheese for the longest time. Now it's just me and Mordor, brothers in arms, and Gondor is still rich as can be for whatever reason. Guild available, yep. We are already building everywhere where we want. Actually, lean here. Have 2 regions here that we aren't building anything in. Actually contemplating a little bit. Do we have any corruption? Not a lot. So I would actually like either the Armorer or the High Palace. I think the High Palace might be good. It's good to just keep investing in these buildings, I believe. Let's see, this is a city, so we could actually go for... Okay, looks like we already have all the inns that we can possibly want. But I want more spies to faster convert the culture of the regions that I take. First, get the inn, and then queue up the High Palace after that. Haven't even gotten land clearance here either. So many things that we need to get. Let's see. I want to take the weaker ones out of here. These 3 can actually just plop in just fine. And you are ready to get there as well. And you for Pelargir. I want the barracks here so we can start retraining the troops. A lot of them are really beaten down. We also need the practice range, actually, because we have a lot of archers that have seen too much battle. I mean, Khan is just massing up troops. I don't feel comfortable moving out because I don't want to face them in the field, because they will just ride circles around me for the longest time. So we will keep just hanging out in our forts for as long as we possibly can. And we can retrain them there. 1,000 gold to retrain the Seafarers of Nindamos. I'm not sure I'm using them right because they are so expensive. I should be using them in some way that I'm not. Right, and here we should be ready. Okay, I just moved in another unit. Okay, then in the next turn, we'll start moving. Now I want to see if I can do something fun with these fleets. You can see if you can actually reach Tharbad. You can scout that a little bit. And you... Where do we want to use you, I wonder? For now, you can hang out in that port. We don't really have a lot of ports to blockade. You are going to blockade Minas Tirith. Deny them even more money. Oh, and by the way, Gondor has Eastern Skiliath, which is not great. But the thing is, if we attack them, then I believe Ostithil will sally out. And I'm not sure we're gonna win that battle, especially not without a general. We need more generals. That has been like our motto for the whole campaign, basically. Not having enough generals. But first things first, I want to take this settlement now. We do have a bunch of rams. It's a city. The balance of power is much more even than I thought it would be. We outnumber them by almost 2-1. They have one cavalry unit just. The Southron defenders as well, of course. But we should be able to just plow through on sheer mass. And let's quick save first so I don't forget that. And then fight the battle. Would be very nice to actually take a settlement in this episode. And since Ostithil seems to be a bit cranky on the letting itself be occupied part. Okay, they even have ballista towers. Okay, we're gonna spread this out. You, over here. And unfortunately, I believe the AI will be smart enough to spread their units out as well. But we're, either way, gonna do this. And you can be joined by them. Very weak army. That's one. And you can go over to this side. And you can be joined by these units. And then that's one. I really should send something more to help this one. But we don't have that many infantry troops. That many infantry units. That's the thing. You help up here. And that's gonna be another one. Let's have you join over here. Just for more numbers, basically. There we go. Now we can start. You go for... What the hell? There we go. And you go for that one. You go for that one. And if they are just gonna hang out at the square, then I'm gonna be completely fine with that. But I don't think that's gonna be the case. But they will rather ride out, or run out rather, to all the affected gates. So let's have these troops run up here as well, so they can run in as quickly as possible. Run in, run in, run in. And you will also get shot by ballista towers. They are actually really clever. They're sending all or units out to all of the attacked gates, instead of just sending all of them to one, like I would have loved for them to do. Soon the gate should be broken down. 60. Let's see. You, not the one I want to send in first. There we go. And how's it go over on this side? Something's going on. That's for sure. That's great. One opening. And you. Okay, you get in. You need to get in as well. How's it going over here? We're done. Run in. How's it going over here? Everyone's done. And we will run in. And attack the nomad horsemen or something. And now it's just going to be a grind, basically, on all of the different gates. Blow the horn. Yeah. Cavalry is not going to do very well against these troops. Spears and whatnot, you know. Keep wearing them down. We lost 11%, killed 1920. So we are currently like 1 to 2 in ratio when it comes to casualties sustained, I guess. Now, moving for the square. That's one gate captured. Beautiful. And over here, we're still going to work. Over here, I don't really know what we're doing. Should attack something and not just hang about. Oh, they have a bunch of Sauron defenders. Right. Captain, already slain upon the battlefield. Beautiful. You will go to work on the Sauron defenders along with these units. You can get ready to flank around them or something. You get up here as well. Oh, we even have archers over here. We've been able to push through very well. You get up to the side, and here you will attack them as well. You're not really running in as much as I wanted you to, but that's fine. Over on this side, we're actually not doing very well at all. We're getting smoked on this side. Blow the horn again. We have lost a fourth of our army, almost. Killed 61%, but we have the square right now, so I guess we'll just have to wait. You run here. And we haven't lost too many troops. I mean, yeah, one of the armies, the number one, basically, is all but wiped out. Is anyone moving back here? Okay, they have... What is currently shooting at me? Run back, run back. The ballista still reached us for whatever reason. I thought that was a bit excessive. We go. Now we can go after them. You go after them. I do not want the timer to be reset, please.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Yep, that should be fine. Yeah. 1 minute, 30 seconds left, and then we will have yet another settlement with a shit ton of corruption because it's very far away from my capital. So that's gonna have to be a problem that I'm facing right now. It's currently Gobelmirlond or whatever it's called. We will exit the battle right away. Lost 500 troops, a fourth of our army pretty much. And we yeah, we didn't heal that much either. MVPs are the Sauron Warband, actually, with 162 kills. I think they got the cavalry at the very beginning, that's why. All in all, I'm happy with it, and Sturlurzakand is ours. And I don't think I will be moving my capital. I think I should move it to, like, Dolamroth or something, maybe. Or to Baradhan. Something that is a bit more central, but... these settlements, in the Khandish territory, they are basically as far away as they can be. They are on the very edge of the map, you know. Back to settlement, and then you should be able to go here.
Yes, my lord.
Go a little bit further. Plop down a tower, then get back into Sturlurzakand. And we cannot repair anything. Get a spy. Let's also get the Dark Sanctuary. Start going to work on the militia garrison right after that. And then we should be able to get the barracks. Theoretically, the culture should be quick enough, but I'm just want to wait after this, see how far we've gone. We can get a couple of weapons upgrades, it seems, so let's start queuing that up. We have a lot of recruitment slots in this settlement, which is as well. It's also making a little bit of money. Not really worth the army that I have stationed here. But some money is better than no money. Corruption is at 1,000, which is going to be decreased quite a bit with the militia garrison. And then, of course, we're also gonna get... We already have the hold. Now, oh yeah, we have the High Palace already, and still we have 1,000 corruption. Let's see if we can destroy some stuff. Nomadic Confederation Camp. That actually provides us with a law bonus, so I'm not going to destroy that one quite yet. Decent mines here as well. That is awesome. Master Horse Breeders Guild. No. And the Bazaar, that's going to help with trade. Mason's Guild was saved. That is beautiful. Great. We actually made a little bit of money. And start retraining troops. Good. That feels better now that we've actually taken something in this region. I'm actually starting to feel safe enough to get the mining network here. But then the corruption is gonna just increase as well. My corruption is a third of my the size of my income, which kind of sucks. So that is the problem when you have your regions so spread out, basically. Right. Is there anything more we want to do here? We could maybe... We don't have a general in this army either, but let's see if we can get a draw out of Setterland. We can. And I already have quick saved. The balance of power is not clearly in my favor, but we outnumber them 2-1. You have basic stuff and a ballista. You have basic stuff, a general, and sellswords. We should be able to do this. Might not be pretty, but we should be able to do this. I'm gonna try to have my Alcarondas faithful attack their ballista if possible. Let's see where they are. This small army should be right in front of me. They should be coming from my left. I would like to just gobble up Captain Otodil first before we fight Hanon. Hopefully that's gonna work out, because the one that I'm attacking should theoretically be somewhat just in front of me. So, and my enemies or their reinforcements should come from over here. Now, how many archers do we have? Quite a few, and I didn't see a bunch of cavalry, so we don't need to put down the stakes. We actually have a pretty sizable front line, although it is mainly tier 1 stuff. You and you can be on this side. The Alcarondas faithful back here somewhere, and you can be... Actually, I would... Let's do this. I don't know why, but it feels like I want something to be prepared if their reinforcing army starts coming. Start the battle. Oh, they actually come from behind. Not good. Okay, let's start moving out with the cavalry. And this front line... minus you. Start moving. And you have already started shooting, actually. That is great. Beautiful. And the Alcarondas faithful should be able to get a decent charge off at their ballista. So we will be able to kill them basically one army at a time, which is exactly how I want to play this battle. Now you can go straight in for them. Okay, the ballista have started shooting. What are you aiming for? Don't like that. You move away. And you can move away as well. I don't think I'll need you here. And now we kind of interrupted their ballista. And the Alcarondas faithful should have a field day with them. We just need to get away quick enough from their territorial guardsmen, because we don't want to fight spears. All of you, stop shooting, please. You attack them. You attack them. attack them. They haven't broken yet, unfortunately. Now, all of you can stand over here, get ready for the reinforcing army, which will have kill advantage, but that doesn't really matter because they don't have any archers or artillery, so it doesn't really matter. After we've killed the ballista, I'm gonna start charging the Gondor militia here. First, I just want those 18 units to die. And now you need to start squaring up against the territorial guardsmen. And how many do you have left? 1. Then you can go for a charge and the Gondor militia's back, please. Yeah. And we managed to... We did not capture him in the process. Here we go. That's a charge. Broken, fighting to the death, so let's run back. Give them some room to run. We've actually lost... We've lost 2% so far. Not too bad. Not too bad. And we should absolutely already have enough of this army killed. I am still gonna use the faithful to hunt some of them down. Come on, can we get another charge? There we go. Fighting. Yep. They did not break, so we'll need to run away. You turn in and attack them. And ballista. Start firing at will. You get back here. You want to turn all of this around right now. Like so. And then you can fire at will. Good. You run after them. And you will be forming a solid line here. Good. Enemy captain captured. And you get over here. And the Alcaronda's faithful will just basically chase as many units down as possible so we can be absolutely certain that there will be no shenanigans of them coming back. Territorial guardsmen. Let's just shoot here, somewhere in the blob. Come on. Oh, damn it. My general is actually already blooded up. One of few. Basically the only unit that is blooded up right now. And it's the gosh darn general. What's going on here, lads? I thought I told you to move here. Now you'll need to run to get in place in time. Good. Archers are archering. And you can start shooting at them. You can start shooting at them. And if you can get some good... Oh, yes. Perfect volleys off right here. That's going to affect their morale as well. Yep. Now, I can't be greedy. Need to start running back. You be in guard mode. You get into position, and you get in position. You are somewhere. I don't really want to use you now that I saw that the general was bloodied up. But still kind of want to have to. Start shooting at them now. Beautiful. And you fight them. You fight them. You fight them. And the ballista. See if we can move you somewhere where you can actually keep shooting at the captain's bodyguard. I think that would be sweet. You move on them. You move on them. And all of my archers focus on the captain's bodyguard. Now, cavalry. Somewhere where you can do some cycle charges, I believe. And ballista, you are slow in moving. Yeah, we're not really getting a lot of kills here, are we? You can start shooting over there, and you can start shooting over there, and you start fighting the captain's bodyguard. You not fire at will because you're not going to be in position quickly enough. Actually, let's have all of my infantry just starting to move on their own accord. You get into a position where you can charge. I don't want to charge here because we already have units, or we already have archers focusing there. You get around. I want to get you into a position where the captain is a lot more surrounded. There we go. Now you charge the Gondor militia, which for some reason has become real juggernauts, just cutting through all of my stuff. Basically not losing troops at all, which I find strange. There we go. Yep, we killed a solid amount in that battle, and also we got them a little bit more disorganized. Charge again. And I think our archers are getting a lot of juicy kills over there. Run. We have lost 11%, killed 56. So we've actually done pretty well, but not as well as I would have wanted, to be honest. 57 left. Have you... Yeah, you're still... Oh, that's not the general. That is the general. Why do you look so much alike? Which one's the general? I'm hoping that this one is the general. Okay, good. Now we can do a charge at the territorial guardsmen then. Actually, I want to... We are still shooting at them. No, we're not. So you get into a position here where you can charge these territorial guardsmen in the backs. And you are still going to town on the captain's bodyguard, who's actually only down to 20, 19, 18 units. They are dying quickly. Quicker than the Gondor militia, for whatever reason, did. Cell swords are wiping out my stuff. Let's have the Naru sentinels help out there. You need to run back now. Naru sentinels, you get into position and then attack the cell swords. Are you still doing fine? You are still doing fine. Then we'll do another charge. So far we have killed 75%, lost almost 20, which is suboptimal. But if we can take Setterlond without a siege, then I'm gonna count that as a win. Now we can run back. And we shouldn't really have a lot of infantry left on this flank, should we? We shouldn't, but we still do, for whatever reason. Now you will be charging the territorial guardsmen. And get into position, and then kaboom. Not the most coordinated charge I've ever seen in my entire life, but I guess it's fine. We killed a couple of the territory. Oof. Almost thought that they'd caught mine. I'm going to continue this battle because we want to chase down everyone. You only have 4 units left, so I guess that's fine. Now the cavalry will need to be running. Good. Chase them down. We have killed 96 of the total, but I want to make sure that we got enough units of both armies. You get after them. You chase those 3 Gondor militia down. Actually, you can go after that group instead. I like it when there's actually a general with a sense to fight until he dies. Unlike the Pondish generals who just freaking flee when they have 1 or 2 left. And then they will recover. Then we'll just have to do this charade or this waltz all over again. The Alcarona's faithful, I would also like to retrain. Oh, we might not be able to catch them, actually. Nope. They managed to make it. Happy for them. We healed down to 17% casualty, so we lost 500. Killed 3 times that, so I guess we can be fine with that. Not a lot of friendly fire, fortunately enough. Look at this. Belligear Footman. 134 casualties sustained. 9 casualties inflicted. This has to be the ones fighting the Gondor militia. And for the life of me, I do not understand how the Gondor militia just slaughters spear and shield units who are meant to hold lines forever and ever and ever and ever. I don't get it. But no surprise here, the MVPs are the Alcarondas Faithful with almost 400 kills. Also 10 heals, which I'm very happy about. So they're up to 44. Great stuff. And I believe that we should now hold Serelond without a general. So we'll see if they will be happy enough after we sack the place and start working a little bit on the culture. I would really hope they're happy enough. Prisoners? Yeah, no. Enemy camp sacked, man of the hour, but we won't actually... Oh, yes, we did get one because we didn't take the settlement. That is an awesome helmet. Kind of Condish. Move in, sack it. And that is how it's done. Thank you for building all the towers. I'm very happy about that. Let's see if we can destroy some stuff before we consider moving onward. Upwards and onwards. Nope, nothing to destroy. Siege works. Start with a Dark Sanctuary and recruit a spy. This is beautiful. Almost 1,000 in corruption, but I mean, they are happy enough. We don't have to fudge around with the tax rate at all. And now we also see that they don't have any armies over here. So I could just move. How much, I wonder, can I move out with this army? I am really surprised that they don't have more troops around here. I mean, they are at war with Isengard, so it would make sense if they are fighting them over here, I guess. But now I want to move with a bunch of stuff. You and you and you and you get onto the boat, and you can get disbanded. So yeah, bit of a waste. How much units? How many units do you have? You have quite a few. And then we'll throw on some more Corsairs. I think we had room for like 4. 2 more. Get you in there. And then this fleet will be moving to drop off the units at Anulond. You will keep sailing. Keep sailing, keep sailing. And then I guess... Can we take out this entire army? We can. They are a little bit pissy with us, but not that bad, actually. Not that bad. So I'm gonna keep moving with this army right away to attack Kirithior. Sweet. And you keep moving to Serelond. I wonder if this would help. It would. Now they're a little bit happier. Then I can take you and you and you, because you are expensive as heck. Can move you out of Londgalen, move you into that fort. And then maybe this army should take care of Captain... Actually, you can go straight to siege Anulond. That'll be fine by me. We have 8k now to spend on something shiny for ourselves. So let's just check if we're building everywhere, for starters. We are. Right, so then we can just see if there's something fun to recruit. So we will go through our main settlements. Nothing here. We can retrain them. I don't know why we can retrain them all the time, but we can. And I guess I'm pretty excited about that. Khaldun, we might want some ballista for when we are moving north. So let's start queuing that up. And then we can just put them in the fort. We should be fine. Ardharn, I don't really want to train more troops here. Toros to the trade. We are not out of the woods on this on this side yet, unfortunately. Because I don't think this army would be strong enough. We don't have cavalry, and that is where we lose here. But if I recall correctly, we could get some cavalry in this army. Let's just see if you are weak as hell. Let's have you... Oh, golly. Yeah, we're... Now I started thinking. Can the cavalry reach? They can't. They can't, but we will need cavalry to fight all of these shenanigans. But so here's where Gondor has a couple of their generals, Halven, Orniven, and then Húrin here as well. Damn, I do not envy Gondor for all that they have had to deal with. Could also start laying siege to stuff. Could start laying siege to Minas Tirith. That will hold for like 50,000 turns. Could lay siege to Western Osgiliath. How strong is Carandros right now? Not that strong, actually. I would like to take Ostithil though, but now I guess this just means that we need to start diverting a lot of troops over to this region. So I guess we are back to recruiting trash again. Do we really want to be that desperate? We might have to be. Have all of you actually, let's send all the units to Hadanur. That is where they will summon, or where they will get together. Right? And then this hurts. Actually, I do not like having to do this again, but whenever I see an enemy army, I hit the panic button. There we go. Now we're gonna keep getting a whole shit ton of troops. And I don't even know what I want to do here anymore. I think it might be a good idea to try to take out Halven, but just look at this army. Gondor pikemen, fountain guard, and a bunch of artillery. We need cavalry. By the buckets, basically. Cannot get any more cavalry down here either. The only cavalry we can get... Ooh, right, this is the army that I want to use for taking the ring. We might have to use it for something else. Let's see, you move into this fort, and you move back to the front lines, please. Great. Now, how do we want to play this? I don't think my army is strong enough to take out Halven or these combined forces. Unfortunately. And we can't reach the fort either. And if we attack Ostithil, then we will just fight Húrin. Yeah, this is our play here. Withdraw from this battle. You are doing something, and then I am going to give you some Númenórean shield guard, I think. No, you can't reach. None of you can reach. Well, the cavalry can reach, but that doesn't really matter. So, we're just gonna have to do with this the old-fashioned way, with maximum effort. Quick save a million times, and then we're gonna try to take the settlement. They have 2 cavalry units, and then the super scary units that I've checked a million times. And we have a bunch of siege equipment, so we should be fine, theoretically. And I would much rather fight defensive battles here than fighting the Gondorian armies out in the open, because that looked super scary. If we can get some better weather. Yeah, we could not. Right. And they also seem to have these really sturdy-ass towers that are not gonna fall very easily. Dude, shouldn't you have an opening here somewhere? There we have one. Okay, I can just tell right away that taking this settlement is going to hurt a lot. But regardless, this is how we have to play this. And I don't want you on the ladder. Where are you actually? Move away. I can put you on the ladder. And you on one ram. You on one. Okay, it works to have you on another ladder. And I don't think we need to have this many units on siege equipment or on rams specifically. Okay, you can drop the ram. And then we will need to have all of our infantry ready to move. Keep in mind that we don't have any general in this army. You get ready like so. Then we also will use the ladders in case we need to run around something. And you move into position to start shooting at the gatehouse, please. I would love it if they just ran back to the square. I doubt that we will be that lucky though. But we will just brute force our way through here. I still believe that we have a better chance than we would have had fighting both armies out in the field. So there's an opportunity I just don't want to miss. Come on. I want this tower to be down when half of the ammunition is spent. Looks like you actually could move up a little bit. Yep. Let's have you start moving up. Because you have used up a lot of your ammunition without really accomplishing much. Start shooting again, and now we need to start moving towards the walls. And the gate, and all of these things. Please, let me just take down one. What's up with the towers being immortal? They're very seldom immortal when I'm facing them. Remember the days when you would be able to take down both the gate and like one tower with the ballista? Those were good days. 50%? And they torched my ram as well. This is gonna be a brutal one. But at least we're gonna be able to run up using the ladders. So that's good. We are taking a lot of casualties. 50% with the ammunition from one ballista. That just feels very, very little. I will keep these units in reserve. Hopefully I won't use them. I won't have to use them. And you will start moving up soon when the ballista is a bit closer. You get down, attack the Gondor cavalry. You get down, attack the Gondor cavalry militia. Oh, golly. Now they're attacking their own walls. Scorched earth and stuff. And if we if we take the gate... There we go. Then we can just run through here. If we capture the gates. Oh, golly. That was actually a beautiful hit. If you count hitting your own stuff. Successful. If you want to hit your own stuff. But you're also hitting quite a few of ours. Golly. You need to get away over here. Because we need to attack the trebuchet. And they also have the Raven Helms of Carandros here, who are gonna scare us to bits, of course. Can we go somewhere else? Let's see if we can have you run this way. Gate is down. I would like to see if I can go for the square or something. You get over here. And we should be able to kill the cavalry quite quickly. I don't know why we're not. Oh, and they are just slugging us with artillery. Oh, golly. Come on. We need to get out of here because this is basically just a killing pit. Okay. We might actually lose this battle, I just realized. Because we are forced into fighting the Raven Helms of Carandros below the freaking towers. So I will have to go for... Where are the Belliceth Axe Guards that I sent away? Please don't tell me that they've decided to be stupid. Where are you? Of course. Of course, of course, of course. Yep. You drop that. Run. Need to send you in here now as well. And send you in. And then there, and there. And over here. Yeah, now they're starting to route. All of them will start routing. You do the same thing. We'll need to try to go for the square. What are you doing right now? Go for the square. Drop this. And for the square. Great. So you can just move up and attack this ballista unit. Their trebuchet, I think it's the trebuchet, or the catapult or whatever it is just manhandling us. And why are you spread out? Come on, game. Be better. Nope. And you get up here. Doesn't really seem to matter like it matters to them if they burn their whole city to the ground. Fair enough, I guess. Come on. And also blow the horn. I don't think it has any effect whatsoever, but you attack them. And we also have the trebuchet here. It would be great if we can take them out. The Ravenhelm, they're just gonna keep being a nuisance, so we will be in guard mode. Just getting absolutely slaughtered. I don't really have anything here that can help. Don't know where you're going right now. You run in here. And you get back here. Soon we will hopefully have the square at least. Oh, why do you keep acting? Just look at this. Why are you so dumb? I hate it. It's just ruining the entire existence or entire experience of the game. You get through here. Golly, that's so annoying. Okay, how's it going over here? Please tell me that you can at least kill some ballista units. Good. And we're going to work on them. Now you're running back. I mean, and now you're using the ladders. Ugh. Come on. And you still aren't running anywhere. Is this map made to tilt someone so badly that they never want to play the game again? And of course they're using the ladder and not the wide open gate. Why shouldn't they? Okay. You get up here. You get up here. Okay. New mindset. Let's try to be more positive. Do my absolute best. Yeah, unit routes. No shit. Because they don't do what I tell them. You get in there. And we have lost 33%. Killed 60% though. I don't think we've killed many of those Haven guards. Yes. Okay, 5 minutes that we just need to hold these Raven Helms of Karandros at bay. Oh, golly. Okay, now we need to keep an eye on them. Oh, come on. God damn it. Yeah, look at this.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
And you stopped. Why did you stop? I told you to run over here. I'm trying to have a better mindset, but God, it's hard when the game wants me to stop playing it. Okay. Raven Helms of Karandros, all of you, guard mode. 3 minutes left. And we've lost 25 or something, 20 Númenóreans. Maybe it was 175, so we've actually lost 50. Just due to them running around beneath the towers. Come on. 2 minutes left. And they have 100 Raven Helms left. We are losing troops in an alarming rate currently. 38. There we go. 1 minute left. And they won't be able to push through. So we will actually get this settlement. But it cost me my sanity, for starters. And also, it cost us a lot of troops. 1,000 troops, to be exact. A third of our army killed just to get this settlement. And we healed 69. What up? 69 Belaketh Axguard and 94 Belaketh Axguard. Ugh. I do not like seeing these numbers, but the numbers that are gonna piss me off the most is this one. Actually, you only lost 6 troops. That's good enough. Thought you lost a lot more. So we actually have most of our elites pretty intact. That is great. So Ostithil is now ours. I forgot to check who the MVP was. Sorry about that. But I'm still in a post-tilting mode. Please don't crash. It would be so nice if you didn't crash. Beautiful. So, now we've taken Ostithil, and now we just need to hold this sucker as well. Start repairing that. Retrain what we can, although we won't retrain them numbers-wise. And then let's see if there's something we can destroy that doesn't help us at all. Gondor has a lot of mines in their settlements. A lot. Them. Good. Cannot get a spy because they don't have... It's a stronghold, so they can't get the inn. Good. Ostithil is now being held. So now we just need to make sure that we can reinforce it as well. I'm actually considering moving some of these troops over there, but I think they will just be attacked. Okay, this army is just going to hold Ostithil for as long as possible, and we are also going to try to ferry some troops across. For example, if these units... I don't think they have the movement points. They get into the boat, and we start ferrying it up here to drop off the troops there. Maybe we can be a bit lucky. That would be great. 4k in the bank, and I would really like to siege Minas Tirith, but that feels kind of anticlimactic to do that already. Plus, after we've taken it, they will get a doom stack, so we might actually just go for Western Osgiliath instead. That would be sneaky. That would be a lot of fun, actually, just to take Western Osgiliath, Eastern Osgiliath, and then divide the army and hold both of them, basically. But if I know the game correctly, then the AI will be getting massive amounts of, like, defensive garrison units in these settlements. I wouldn't be surprised. But I could send, like, my early tier stuff. You don't have the movement points. But I can send all the tier 1s to just lay siege to Western Osgiliath and potentially even take it. I think I'm gonna rest a little bit on that one. Because this episode is already over an hour long, so we will need to close it off. First of all, let's just see if there's anything I need to move. Could start moving you, actually. we find a fort somewhere close by, which doesn't look like we will. You are already on your way to Kirith EUR, and that will be great. You are going to move on to Anulond, which is also going to be great. And let's see where you are. Bree has been reached. Is there anything against the 42 gold per turn? Is there anything around here that actually makes me any money? Probably not. So I guess 42 will be good enough until we can get over to Hobbiton. Great. And now I'm actually gonna get the Merchant's Guild in Lond Galen, because it feels safe enough. And we are ready to round off the episode, I think. We still have 2k left in the bank, but I'm not gonna spend just for spending's sake. Although I probably would like to start doing that just to reinforce my northeastern frontier, because, yeah, we suffered a lot of casualties on this one. But Hadanur, you can't reach within 1 turn, which kinda stanks. There's not some kind of roads that we're missing either. Train them. But we will get a bunch of troops over at Tirithoros. That's going to help us out. Vanulond. Let's actually start getting early tier stuff here as well. The elites we'll send over here. The trash we'll send to Ostithil. Via boats, actually. So then we can do the same thing with Lin here. You send your troops down to this fort. And you go with early tier stuff as well. Great. Then now I actually feel a lot better that we will be sending a whole bunch of troops over this way. And at least we have taken Ostithil, that is great. And we have also taken Sturlur Sakand. So we have been making some progress in this episode. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and take care. I will see you in the next one.